Did Azuki just collapse? Is it the end of this collection? Well, let's talk about it and let's talk about other NFT news. GM fam, welcome back to the Gut Rug podcast with your host, Phil X. Contreras, where we talk about the value, the drama, and the vibes on NFTs, Azuki, DeGods, Mad Lads, SMB, Ordinals, you name it. Lots of things just happened here. BoDoggos as well. So let's start off with Azuki, and let's just see where it's at right now. All right, so Azuki, they came out with another collection, and this collection is called the Elementals, and they did this mint yesterday. There's been a lot of talk about it on Twitter, and after the mint, as you can see, the floor price has basically tanked. It went from like 16 Ethereum all the way down to 9 Ethereum, hitting eighth. And a lot of people have been talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly on this. And as you can see, we got, one portion of the Azuki Elementals here at 1.52 ETH. And the great thing is that it sold out. This project sold out, which was insane. I mean, they made a lot of money off of this, but it came with some repercussions as well. So here, let's just throw out the Azuki statement and what they're basically um, putting out there as far as we get some feedback on this, which was great overall. I'm happy to see Azuki do this so quick, so efficiently after all the feedback they received from the people out there. So Azuki says, okay, Azuki, it's always both challenging and exciting opening up the gates to the garden. And they said this time we missed the mark. Boom, they hit it off with what they're about to basically say. The mint process was hectic. The PFPs feel similar, and even worse, dilutive to Azuki. So they basically took this collection and expanded it to a way to where now it's like your NFT is not as much worth as it once was before, because there's a lot of people that have a kind of similar type of NFT. So that's basically like what they're basically saying. And a PFP feels similar. Basically, they're saying like all these characters kind of feel kind of like the same in some way. And the mint was not overall great. There was a lot of issues with the mint as well. All right, so they're throwing out about elementals. It's basically, to grow the garden, welcome new members, the community, and expand the universe. Just like Marvel, just like DC Comics, they gotta expand it. They gotta bring more fans in and set a foundation for decentralized IP with deep lore, which basically means like a good story. So one that enables us to create a new type of anime that's already under production, which is, dude, that's gonna be, if they can pull that off, that's gonna be insane. I mean, nothing beats Dragon Ball Z, obviously. No debates, not even the one man punch. But with that, we had the ambitious goal for creating characters that feel consistent with the roots, right? All right. So we choose to lean on an idea of elementals. Each elemental is tied to a domain: water, fire, lightning, earth. So four of them. Unique traits. We also added animals and kids, which are completely new members. All right. So we challenged ourselves to make four variations for almost every clothing, offhand, and other traits, and then adjust to fit across adults, kids, animals. So this is how they're basically growing this ecosystem. They're trying to bring different aspects to this whole lore, and you're seeing this on this collection. All right. So how our ambitious goal led to a new collection which confused the community on tangible differences with the original Azuki. So it's basically like me right here, and then the next picture is me with a blue hat. Like, it's not, there's no difference. It's not like a different person, like a female or another dude. It's just me again with a blue hat. So I guess maybe that's a good analogy there. To the team, we always try to operate with the understanding that the original Azuki collection would be at the center universe. They did not clearly communicate that to the community, which was the big issue, was that they didn't really involve the community. This thing just came out of nowhere. And they see it, they got the feedback. So they talked about that a little bit about the garden. Visions to build a decentralized brand requires great communication. So they're basically saying like, you know, believe in us. We understand. We're not gonna do this again. And here's one more thing. This one's still a little green. which was pretty funny. Like they ended with a good note, Azuki, and they're throwing out a little tease. This is the last tweet in this thread. Remind that we always post announcements on multiple channels, and make sure to confirm your Azuki, yada yada yada. Okay, so they finally came out with a statement with what's going on with their project. Hopefully, you got a little sense on how how this happened, what the issues were, and then how they're planning on hopefully solving it in the future. So, just a couple of tweets. I mean, we see Urkon here, who's a big player in Solana. I mean, what's wrong with Azuki? I mean, it's absurd. No one saw the art was the same. And then you have people kind of saying the same thing for us. WTF do the beans do now? Except they will be going down to 0.5. So people are already flooding on the project, and the big thing that he mentioned was the supply as well and the dilution. And then we have NFT God, which basically throws out this very viral tweet, and it's not just Azuki, it's basically projects in general. He says Azuki is a great example of why all PFP NFTs are going to zero. They had two options: do nothing, people sell, and the price goes down, or dilute their collection with even more NFTs, people sell, and the price goes down. Art is the only NFT utility. Blue chips NFTs don't exist. Oof, that was a pretty tweet out there that someone would say the reality, and they would never say it as the reality, but NFT God said it as a reality. Obviously, we have people that disagree. It's an impossible game that NFT founders have to play. There's no winning. And then Luca Nets says terrible take. He is the founder of Pudgy Penguins, actually the acquisitionist of Pudgy Penguins. He bought it, and the reason why he says this is because he's building his own brand around Pudgy Penguins. He's building toys, and then we have NFT God saying, "I understand where you're coming from." He's building a company on the PFP project, and he's talking about NFT pro. So you got different takes around this, and you got Sirius basically talking about the mint as well, and that is basically what went down with Azuki. I mean, it's just dilution and art. So it's not going well. Hopefully, people get to see this. And then one thing about the gods is that you see Frank in there in all these spaces. He's talking to people and he's trying to make sure his project, take some good vibes from what just happened right now, and try to make sure that doesn't happen with the gods. That's why that guy is like insane as a builder, man. That guy's different beast. But we'll talk about the gods a little bit later. So SMB kind of went down their own path as well. Uh, Post reveal. I mean, I would say this is probably maybe harder than Azuki. I would argue this is harder than Azuki. The SM Solana Monkey business basically did their mint of the Generation 3 NFTs, which is the little monkeys. And right when this mint was hyping up, it was going up to 230 Solana, almost hitting 240. Right when the barrels minted, boom, this thing collapsed. It fell. It went all the way down to 176. And the crazy part is that there's still 3 mint phases that need to happen. So this could potentially go further to 150, and we will see how it plays out after the actual barrels get revealed. But yeah, a lot of sell-off happening with the SMBs. Now, some would say this is a great opportunity to buy. I mean, that's for each person's discretion on what to do here, but you can definitely see a lot of buying, a lot of people coming in as their first opportunity to get into SMBs at that point, and it's kind of holding itself down at that range right now. But yeah, I do see this hitting probably like 150, and then see how it stabilizes there. So we're gonna see how SMB does. They're still going through their mint phase. Gen 3 is insane. A lot of people are waiting for that. A lot of stuff going on in Solana right now. Solana NFT mint week, basically. So we have also Matt Armani. He's basically like he's basically like a god developer on Solana. He's done a lot of things, and he built that backpack with his team, and they have came out with this announcement. If you don't know what backpack is, I'm gonna try to explain it in a real quick fashion. You have MetaMask, which is a Generation 1 wallet, this wallet basically allows you to look at cryptocurrency and then you can trade in and out. Then you have Phantom, which is like a Generation 2 wallet where you have NFTs within the wallet. You can see it, you can trade it, yada, yada, yada. Backpack is like the next evolution of wallets. You can see the cryptocurrency, you can see the NFTs, and you have apps in it. XNFT apps basically. And these are like decentralized. You can do whatever you want inside that. It's like more than just a wallet. It's a backpack. It's got its own like crazy software. It's insane. Very technical. I can't get in technical, but I hope I bring that that down into a simple math. All right, so they are now bringing something else. We don't know what it is, and this is basically the video on what they're bringing out. It's a sun on June 30th. It's a backpack is going dark. And what do they mean by dark? The repo is going private. Okay, this is for a little while, and that is basically their little gem, I guess. Now it's time to cook. Go big or go home. So we don't have much. We just have a lot of people say let him cook, and of course let him cook. There's no secret alpha around here. We're trying to find out what they're doing. No one knows yet. Obviously, there's probably internal people that know. He upgrading from pasta to ratatouille. So, we're trying to find out what they're doing. Not many people know, man. I can't find it on any of these tweets, but I do know that what's his name? HG Soul actually said something about it, which was kind of insane. So HSO, he said one thing around backpack. He said right here, all roads leads to Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't know what he means by that, but I think already. So from what I remember, like 3 months ago, Backpack basically said they were going to be in Bitcoin, but it hasn't happened yet. But they didn't announce it, so maybe that's what he's saying is that eventually Backpack's going to have Bitcoin Bitcoin within inside Backpack, and maybe it already does, but I can go verify again. But if it's not in there and it's about to go in there, that's going to be great for Bitcoin Ordinals if they bring Ordinals, because Ordinals is definitely something that's needed right now. You have Unisat, you have all these other wallets as well. And from me looking at Backpack right now, I don't see an actual wallet for Bitcoin yet, unless I'm not looking at the right area. So, yeah, it could potentially mean Bitcoin. And if it does, man, because I'm getting very interested in Bitcoin Ordinals. GM, Zircon, what's going on, man? Hopefully you're able to mint your SMB Gen 3 monkey. So we have that news right now for Backpack, and we have this little alpha. He said bad lads. I don't know what that means. He's probably way smarter to I mean, for me, like, I'm not that smart to understand it. I'll pray for it. Can't wait for it. These guys know what it means. I don't know. I think my DMs just reached another level of chaos. The bad Mad Lads is now a blue chip, in my opinion. Excellent, extremely usable, and allows mass adoption. Actually holding a respectful floor amongst driven, consistent founders, content, branding, tech. This is how you do it. Yep, for sure. All right, so we also have other news. Pilots. Taiyo Pilots is making a comeback from what it seems like. All right. Dude, you got to give Tom, he's been beaten up, man. He's been beaten up for, I think, maybe like 4 months. This is my personal opinion. I really think he expanded way too fast, but he almost like knew he was going to go too fast, but he basically just said, screw it, because he probably needed to in order to like create this ecosystem around it. So he probably just like, built Taiyo Robotics, and then not Taiyo Pilots, and then got the Lunar City and everything around it, just like so fast. And then now he's like trying to like tweak it and build around it. And it seems like right now he's finally has everything like connected. It's finally built out. The art part around Taiyo Pilots was literally the sandstorm of this whole chaos of like this past 4 months, and he is probably really relieved now that it's all over with and he can move on to what he's really good at, which is tech. This guy is just a tech guy, man. Like when he came out with Tyra Box, he just kept building tech and tech and tech, graphite, his launch pad, which everyone still remembers till this day. Like, these the launch pad was like insanely good. So right now you have Taiyo Pilots, which is basically done with the art. Am I a fan of the art? I mean, art's perception. It's not what I feel, but it's definitely a lot better from what it has been before. Yeah, as you can see right here, like they threw some ass, they threw a lot of things around it. So it's all revealing. It's all gonna come out. More than likely, this is gonna fall in price because people are just waiting for the real. Once it comes out, it comes. It happens in everywhere. Just happened to Azuki. It happened in Solana Monkey Business, and it's more like it's going to happen with Taiyo Pilots. It's like there's never a case where it the floor price doesn't fall. Yeah, man. What's going GM's vet? What's going on? Tile art really fired. Yeah, I mean, they got some cool new ones that just came out. There are some though that like it's still kind of like for me like it's not my thing, but a lot better for sure from what it was. So we're gonna see how it comes out. But yeah, this one here is definitely fire. I mean, I don't know what, dude. This is freaking fire. I definitely like that right there. Now, oh yeah, the utility. That's I don't know what Tom is coming out with, but man, like that's one guy that you cannot deny. So that's what I'm saying. I think after all this is done, he's finally gonna make his comeback, and that comeback is gonna don't get in his way. So that way, that's what we have right now with Tile Pilots. And other news, I don't know. This is not good news. I don't think FTX is gonna relaunch soon. That is the word right now. Talks on reboot as managers uncover past misconduct. Initial discussions with investors about relaunching its international exchange. So they're making a comeback. You got Gumshoe saying "oof." That is for sure real. If that happens, man, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. More than likely, Solana is gonna ironically pump. Like, I don't, I don't see it as good news. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but FTX could potentially come back from the dead. God, I hope that does not happen. I never want to see them again. I never want to work with them. Even actually, I've never have. I never actually used their product, so I don't even know how it is. Thank God too, but in other news, we have Magic Eden on Bitcoin just came out with this cool new feature, BRC20 tokens. I have been following this movement on Bitcoin Ordinals for the past 4 days. I'm finally getting it. I'm finally liking it. And as far as like the actual BRC20, this is it right here. Like they added this feature where you can actually see the tokens now. So before it used to just be the collections right here, which you have Bitcoin frogs as the number one. They're like basically like the main Bitcoin 10,000 original Bitcoin NFTs. I mean ordinals. You have all these other projects that just came in from like other chains, but Bitcoin frogs like no. Okay, so BRC20 just came out, the leaderboard of this, which is basically the tokens. It looks pretty cool. They're building. Magic Eden is building some things for Bitcoin. And we're already seeing OXBT right here. You can you can buy it right now, as well as you can put your wallet on there. Really cool stuff. I did get into Bitcoin Ordinals with ABC, so that's one project I'm actually in. I'm finally in Bitcoin Ordinals. I'm looking around, seeing what else I want to buy. All right, so we also have, besides pilots, we have Pudgy Penguins basically throwing out this alpha announcement. And this announcement basically well, it's not really an announcement. It's like more like a tweet alpha. Luca Nets is the owner of this project. Pudgy Penguins has one of the biggest announcements in the history of Web3 coming in Q4. I won't talk about it until we get closer, but I'm letting it be known now. A brave new world. So Pudgy Penguins, they came out with toys. This was crazy. It was on Amazon. You can buy it. I actually did buy one, and it was on order. It was coming here, and then like there was like some delays, whatever, and then I canceled it. But I was about to have my Pudgy Penguin toy. And maybe I will get it eventually soon. But this type of announcement, dude, I'm going nuts over it. I want to know what he's doing that's different, and it's gonna be one to definitely watch for with the Pudgy Penguins. They don't disappoint. All right, so Oogy NFT. This is a project. We talked to these fellas beforehand, and I definitely enjoy watching them try to do some new things around their project. So they came out with an Oasis map, which I completely did not understand, and rightfully so. I'm not good with this stuff, and they finally came out with this thread to actually help me out on what it actually means. So we have the Oasis map here, and this Oasis map shows the different things that they're gonna do around quarter 4 of this year. And we're gonna go down this path and dissect this little by little, but as quickly as possible. All right. So basically, simplify so anyone can understand and articulate this. Right. So Spice is officially moving on chain in the form of cNFTs called Spice. It's time for an upgrade. So they're gonna be basically upgrading on chain. So I'm guessing this is like ordinals. To where like inscription, but in a different way. CFTs are Solana's competitive edge and key blockchain differentiator. We're excited to be the first mover to utilize new tech to reward holders. So I'm thinking that's what it is. We'll be redeeming off-chain spice for off-chain on-chain spice past CFT's conversion rate of 10,000 one spice cNFT. Okay. Why gamify every product then when we can gamify the whole project? So it looks like there'll be some project games here, the end game, and like some lifetime reward from what they said, which was interesting. And it looks like they're going to be using spices a lot with all these different things. You got all these guns, blasters, and then they're going to be harvesting. They're going to be Founders Lounge, Oogy Arcade, premium merch, and spice will be the main thing. And the end game is going to be kind of crazy because they say the rewards will be unlike anything this space has ever seen. And it says win life-changing prizes. So I don't know what they mean by life-changing prices, but I see a word retire. So maybe it's something like that. I mean we'll find out. So that's what they're doing for quarter 4. And quarter 4 is literally right around the right around the block. So we shall see on how that's going to play out. BoDoggos minted out. This was insane. They went and minted this thing out, and I'm going to pull it off on the 10 minutes and just show you how this map actually looks like and how it played out, because this was quite insane. So you have the project here that came in, and then it went all the way up to 12 Solana. Oh my gosh, what just happened here? Sorry, I don't know what just happened there. All right, so I can't really show you the chart right now because it just for some reason it just messed up. So, anyways, we had the actual. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this thing minted out. It went all the way to like 12 Solana, and then it finally came down to 10 Solana. It's finally picking up to 11 Solana, but this thing just, man, total volume 70,000, which you have not seen that in such a long time on Solana. This project completely blew people out of the water on how much they actually did in volume. I mean, it picked up all the way to 15 Solana, which is insane. And then you got the items here, you got the dogs here. We finally get to see how the dogs look like, and they look pretty cool. All of them look pretty cool. They're charming, unique, cute, and definitely PFPable. And I think that's what they were trying to aim for. So good stuff on BoDoggos, and we'll see how they play out. All right, so the gods. So now we have the gods here, basically. GM Purple, what's going on, man? And we have the gods basically coming out with their next season 3. And Frank the Gods he doesn't disappoint. He basically says we'll be our best work on every level. I know that we're still new to the most ecosystem. He has now got his team The whole DeGods team on level 3, they have now reached 3. So I'm gonna remove Wrapped Crypto from here. You can see DeGods here 4. They've gone to 3. Crypto Punks is 1. Bored Ape Yacht Club's number 2. DeGods is 3. They surpassed Azuki. Azuki just went down after the whole shenanigans. The number 3 now. The next one is Bored Ape Yacht Club that they're going after. And okay, Magic Eden partnership helping with volume. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, true also as well. What are we sweeping on Soul? You tell me. You tell me what we're sweeping on Soul. And just overall, just the guys that they're coming out with a lot of things. I mean, these guys, they have a whole ecosystem. They have Utes on Polygon. They have the gods on Ethereum. They got BTC the gods, and they have a huge community behind them. They already gone up to number 3. I mean, these guys just, he's not going to disappoint Frank. So we'll find out what he does. I'm curious to see if it's going to be another art upgrade as well. But that is one thing we just have to watch out. The Gods is trending right now. Season 3 is coming out. Just watch out for that. This is going to be insane. So we'll see. Oh, and then one just thing from Pimp Kappa just said, I was too shy to ask for a sneak peek for S3 art, but we talked about everything else. The take is Frank is here to change the world. You will see. Insane, man. All right, so that is basically everything that that has happened around NFT space this week. A lot of stuff, man. Azuki going nuts. We had BoDoggos mint. We have SMB mint. A lot of things, man. Insane week. And I hope you enjoyed the week of NFTs as much as I did. So overall, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you mint that like button and you subscribe. Comment below anything you want us to talk about as well. I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday around this time. I usually try to go as live as many. Volume has been down, but looks like it came back up. That's why I had to go live and talk about all this stuff. So make sure you join our Discord as well. We also go live with the boys Tuesdays and Thursdays on Value Vibes with Zircon and Soul Investor. And make sure you check that out as well. Much love and peace.